We're downsizing. Yes, it's week 11, technically also week 12. And I'm going to preface that with this particular video because there's a lot of things I wanted to catch you guys up on when it pertains to my ongoing projects. So as always, let's go to my favorite screen, which is just our back end YouTube analytics, right? Starting off with our channel, which we upload all these videos on, A Card Empire, which we have rebranded. I did realize that I kind of like missed a week, so that's why I'm combining week 11 and week 12 as one whole video for today. And it might be a long one. So first things first, this channel has really been growing much faster than I thought it was going to grow this year. And we're already past 1,300 subscribers. It feels like I was just telling you guys, damn, we passed 1,000 subscribers like last month, it felt like, and we're already at 1,300. The channel has of course been monetized. For those of you who only watch these videos, these weekly videos, the channel has been monetized for a few days now, or more like 2 or 3 days, and we hit $13 in AdSense revenue, which is pretty good. Now there's more and more videos that I'm going to have planned out, especially because I'm going to be completely transforming one of my, or should I say two of my largest channels from, it feels like from the ground up, but I will be documenting that entire process on this particular YouTube channel. A lot of people, I realized that I get a lot of messages now on Instagram, and some people have been asking me on Twitter and sending emails, whether it's related to like partnerships or asking about coaching or mentorships, or is there like any digital products that I'm going to be doing and stuff like that. Those are things I was thinking about doing down the line. Obviously, you know, when it just comes to like YouTube and when it comes to like understanding all the analytics and whatnot, I'm no expert. Nobody is truly an expert. Even the people who make all these thousands upon thousands of dollars had to go through trial and error, and a lot of these people, especially in some of the programs that I've been in, just regurgitate the most valuable information, and there really isn't that much gatekeeping that's going on for the most part in the community. If there was one thing that was like gatekeepish for a lot of people, it was the music sponsorships, and that was because at the time music sponsorships were hard to find, and it was a new revenue for people to make money through YouTube Shorts. You know, a lot of people got to the, I guess you say, got to the news about music sponsorships pretty late, and YouTube took action, you know, a few weeks ago and nuked how much money you can make through a YouTube sponsorship, a YouTube music sponsorship. You know, where a lot of content creators were making around, say, almost up to like 30 to 40 cents per 1,000, you know, views of music sponsorships. Now we're looking at like 3 cents, maybe even like 5 cents, depends on it, but it's still free money at the end of the day, right? When you're a part of those programs. Of course, there are even better music sponsorships out there that pay much more, despite the fact that YouTube is catering towards the major labels. But that's just one piece of information, you know. So before there's any talks about like any coaching programs or any mentorships or whatnot, you know, I want to set up you guys with even more free information. Maybe have like a newsletter or something like that that you guys can check in, you know, weekly, so it doesn't feel like you're bogged down by something like that. But with that said, that's just for the future, because there's other things I want to start getting into financially when it comes to like being like this entrepreneurs who try to build our business empire, because they're trying to not leave anything on the table, as they say. Leave no opportunities, you know, left behind. Like, just, you just want to be open to everything. So I don't want to block any possible future opportunities. At the same time, I don't want to cap myself, or as you could say, stress myself even further thin than I already was doing, which is why I talked about downsizing. So I'm going to be downsizing the total amount of YouTube channels that I'm going to be working on for this particular year. Why? Because right now I have 4 YouTube channels that are monetized, and I have 2 more that I want to get monetized, and I really don't see myself putting so much more time and effort in some of the other projects that I was planning to do, and more so hold them off until I can fully establish a couple of these YouTube channels, like especially because I'm about to undertake one big massive turn when it relates to my main YouTube channel, which is my channel A Card itself, right? Obviously the channel has 189,000 subscribers. A few months ago, I guess it's actually a few months ago now, we was at 190,000. I haven't uploaded in 33 days, and the channel's only making $3.46. You would think a channel with 189,000 subscribers would be making a lot more money. However, that's due to the fact that one, I was only uploading on YouTube Shorts, so we already know that Shorts do not pay as much as long form content. Two, I haven't really uploaded, period. You know, it's been over 30 days, so I need to change that. And in one of my previous videos, I talked about how I was going to start changing this particular YouTube to be more like Twitter. Now, I should probably clarify exactly what I mean by that. I mean, there's going to be a lot more posts on this channel, and essentially it's going to be the one topic per video style that usually what Twitter is all about. Usually when you are on Twitter, you know, you might tweet something out and it's usually just pertains to one topic. But I mean, I could just also just show you guys my Twitter in and of itself, so you guys can get maybe a grasp of what I might be looking to do, or how my Twitter might actually like function. So here's my Twitter, right? Obviously on Twitter, I can talk about WWE and saying how Jimmy Uso literally smacked Gunther, and some people would be interacting with it, right? I could talk about Assassin's Creed. Then we can have something going on with Sweden and people not understanding why sweet people from Sweden originally looked black with blue eyes and whatnot. I could talk about my other projects that's going on. I could talk about Saratoga water, because apparently if you don't have Saratoga water, some bananas and a some ice and a bucket to plunge your face in, you're probably missing out one of the biggest memes in the entire year, that's reached over 600 million views, and that's just about the morning routine. I talk about K-pop, Power Rangers, you know, gaming, anime, you know, we have we have wrestling, whether it's AEW or WWE. Like, there's multiple different topics that I can talk about when it comes to this particular YouTube channel. However, this particular YouTube channel is anime based, and for those of you who are my fellow anime content creators, you would know that, you know, anime reactions is what we would call a niche, which is within the anime, you know, field itself, right? The anime niche itself. Then you go to anime reactions, but there are people who, like, for instance, don't like anime reactions. They like more anime commentary or reviews. Then there's the people who do like think pieces and stuff like that. I'm thinking along the lines of expanding the circle of what type of content I'm going to be covering. Yes, I feel that I should not go away from anime reactions, right? In the same breath, I feel like I can probably eliminate the word reaction from the title of the video and start coming up with better topics / titles and thumbnails that when you click the video, you would understand that it is a reaction video from the get-go. Sure, it's still going to be anime based. I think it would be highly foolish of me if I were to say cut out all 189,000 people and stop uploading anime content, instead like start doing K-pop content, right? No, that's not how we're gonna do it, right? And what I mean by making it more like Twitter, it's gonna be, for instance, if I talk about WWE, which I do love, right? I do know that the audience on this particular channel may not be interested in WWE. However, they are interested in anime, right? So don't, like, I will come up with an idea relating one of the storylines that's going on in WWE to something that's going on in, say, anime. Most recently in WWE, John Cena turned heel. A lot of people may not even know what that means if they're not a wrestling fan, but there's definitely good guys turning bad in anime. So I can make a video like John Cena just turned heel, and here are the top anime characters who went bad just like him, something like that, right? There's multiple ways that I can bridge the gap between what I really love and anime itself. Same thing with other sports like the NBA. Luka Doncic got traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the biggest trades in history. What if there's an anime that can simulate some of the same feelings or something even similar to that? I can do a video list talking about that. Hey, WrestleMania season is upon us. The NBA Finals is nearly upon us right now. NBA Finals is upon us. I could talk about my favorite sports animes that are like basketball related, like Kuroko no Basket. Like why Kuroko Basket could have been greater or isn't good, or whatever people want to think about Kuroko Basket, or talk about the WWE and how we can have Like why there isn't a new like wrestling anime that can capture the imagine that people get in WWE. Maybe it's because WWE in the storylines, what I liken to that, it's already anime enough. Or you have AEW, like if maybe it's AEW's, you know, the wrestling that goes actually down in between the square circle is more like great animation, right? There's multiple ideas I could spin this with. I could also talk about music, right? We have anime and openings and anime endings. You know, just because I have a music channel doesn't mean I should not talk about anime music on this particular channel. Then I also have gaming, right? Now I would stick to the anime games, right? Because at the end of the day, we're thinking about this business wise. The more content we put out, similar to like how we have with Twitter, the more eyes that we could potentially put ourselves in front of, right? Twitter and YouTube have like this Venn diagram thing going on where while the audiences may be completely different because they're on different platforms, the core values of what a lot of people like at the end of the day, you know, seems to intersect. So if I talk about, for instance, a gacha game that I spent like say $10,000 on or any exuberant amount of money, there's a good chance that my audience would enjoy that content, especially if it's also trending and if I can relate it to an anime or I throw in anime memes, right? The main goal of what I'm trying to do with this revamp over the next course of, I want to say 30 to 40 days or so, is to start choosing better topics and to essentially make myself one of those voices that people can recognize in the anime community. Essentially, that's been a goal of mine for a long time, and I think that's what a lot of people with personality-based channels want to do. Whether you're just doing reactions and you want to be like one of the top reactors in the community, or you just want to be one of the main commentary voices in the community. Obviously, there's a lot of people who like to interject their political thoughts onto their YouTube channels. I'm particularly going to stay away from that unless an anime references it. Like in the anime community, one of the most pivotal things, not even pivotal, but one of the things people talk about right now is with the anime Frieren, is Frieren a fascist, right? Those are talks that some people are having based around the, you know, Frieren, and it's kind of crazy that those are talks that are happening. Like I even did a video on Frieren, as I'm showing you guys right here, long ago, and this was just me talking about a specific episode, and for some reason me doing that got 114,000 views and 1.9k likes. But that's also because this video was boosted by a YouTube short, and I've shown the analytics for stuff like this beforehand about how much a video like that can actually make, and it was pretty low. Yeah, it was pretty low. But at the end of the day, you know, the liberty to talk about pretty much whatever I want to truly push the envelope to see how much can we post on YouTube, and where do we draw the line between value and low quality and high quality content? Like, you know, is it low quality content because I'm posting so much and like I would do on Twitter, but if I'm giving value in every single video, then is it really low quality because I'm posting much or I'm not doing like these fancy edits and whatnot? I mean, we have Asmongold and Moist Critical who post a lot of videos, right? That have essentially like no editing in it, right? They have like no editing at all in it, right? But it's value, mainly because people care about those content creators' opinions. We used to have YouTube channels like this back in the day, like Ray William Johnson, Smosh, and, you know, Fred, and all these other big personality channels where people just cared about what they think. You know, right now you have a lot of people that would look at the analytics like this on this channel, and they're just, a lot of people are just thinking about, all right, how can I better optimize this video? You know, did the short really affect this video like that? Because this video is more so like a short, even though it's like 17 minutes long. And I feel that when it comes to like the YouTube space itself, maybe there's a lot of bad habits that we as content creators can like unlearn. So it's gonna be a fun experiment, and I'm gonna be documenting all the videos that I upload on this particular channel on, of course, A Cart Empire here, and that's going to be like a daily thing where it's like in the morning I'll give an assessment of what we did the day beforehand, and then I will also be posting another video just that's going to be outside the realm of only caring about what we're going to be posting on this channel here. But as we continue towards the other YouTube channel, which is a card Tensei for me. Now, this channel I have not uploaded in 257 days. And I've been talking about, hey, you know what? I'm going to change that. I'm going to finally upload on this channel. What I thought about it, and it really took some time for me to think about it, I'm just going to make this channel an extension of what I'm going to be doing with my anime centric content, right? Essentially, this channel is going to be a hub of actual Twitter. It's gonna have a lot of random like topics. This is going to be a trend jacking channel moving forward, because I want this channel, my main channel, to still be anime focused, and I want to still try to pinch a little bit of gaming in there, a little bit of manga and webtoons and stuff like that, because I want this channel to be one of the main ones to attract sponsors, mainly because at the end of the day, your subscriber number, a lot of people will tell you that subscribers don't matter, right? A lot of people will say the subscribers don't matter in the very beginning. The subscribers is more so a way to attract sponsorships, brand deals, and partnerships at the end of the day. The larger subscriber number count you have, the more likely it is for a lot of brands to see your channel and want to start sending you stuff, right? A lot of people are not going to be sending you stuff if you have like a 500 subscribers, right? Like unless we call those like micro influencers. And it's still like, it's just the amount of, or should say, when you think about the context of how much money somebody will send you when you have 100,000 subscribers versus how much money someone will just throw at you when you have 500 subscribers, it's like night and day, right? So obviously, if we're thinking about this business wise, we want to continue to grow this channel in the anime space, but we want to start to attract gaming sponsors as well, right? Because that's where a lot of money can be at. We're also thinking like business sponsors. If I'm thinking like business sponsors and financial sponsors wise, then it would be the Card Empire channel, right? If I'm thinking about gaming, I'm thinking about other stuff with anime, maybe TVs, maybe streaming services, it would be this particular channel here. Even if it has to do with like a little bit of electronics, right? It would be this channel here. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of gacha game sponsors out there as well. And listen, I spent like thousands upon thousands of dollars in gacha games, and that was well documented on this channel. But this channel can use an entire completely facelift, so that's what I'm going to do. This channel is going to truly be the Wild Wild West, but this channel is also going to have much shorter videos, or should I say, I'm not going to really care about the length of the video on this channel, because once again, I'm treating it as like Twitter 2, right? But this one is where I can talk about nearly any type of content I want. Like if I feel that it might not work on the main channel, the main audience I'm trying to cultivate, then it's going to go on a Card Tensei, which essentially functions as a second channel. Now, how I'm going to cultivate a lot of this content is going to be through Twitch. This is the first video in this series that I'm actually bringing up Twitch, because I've been thinking about it for a long time, even though I'm in this current situation housing wise where I've been temporarily displaced, and we're going to be waiting on renovations to be done in the next 2 to 4 weeks. I will be returning to Twitch because a lot of the content that I'm going to be doing is still going to be anime related. Like I have a Patreon, right? And if this is the first time you're seeing my Patreon, do know that at one point in time, it says 45 paid members here. At one point in time, we had 800 members. But this is what happens when you do hiatuses. Look, I got to change the branding and everything for this particular Patreon, because I do work with another partner of mine, and I've been bringing her along into the whole YouTube game. But I got to rebrand this entire Patreon, like the from the username to the cover photo, and even the tiers themselves have to be rebranded. In this Patreon actually recommends people have $3 for their tier itself, and even if we're talking about the other bigger anime YouTubers in the field, or just people posting anime like reaction content, even their tiers are around $5 to $10. So one of the biggest changes I'm going to do is, because I know anime fans essentially just want to see a lot of anime content, especially if it's like reaction based content. So like my main tier, which is like the $2 tier, is gonna become a $3 tier. However, the trade-off is that all anime content that I react to is gonna be in that $3 tier. Now, there's other YouTubers who have already cornered the market when it comes to their reactions that are in the $3 tier, or even have a $10 tier. So what it comes down to is essentially how much value am I giving the people who subscribe to the channel, right? When in my estimate, or I should say in the way that I would do things, I'm using Twitch to stream a lot of these anime reactions, to stream a lot of the gaming reactions, webtoons, you know, all these other types of different reaction type content. So I feel that my VODs will be more valuable being reposted to Patreon after I'm done with the Twitch stream, especially because yes, you can stream stuff like anime. However, you do risk getting live DMCA strike. You also do risk getting a DMCA strike if you do not delete the VOD afterwards. Historically, I have been banned on Twitch one time when Attack on Titan, you know, second to last episode of part 4 was airing, right? And I was targeted, but other Twitch streamers were streaming at the same time and they did not get targeted. It's just, it happened, right? So it's not like anime content is like taboo on Twitch. Obviously you could get a partnership while streaming on Twitch for anime. So I just figured that, hey, you know what? All that content that I do instead of me just pre-recording by myself, which I will still exercise at point in times, I can just live stream it on Twitch, start to gain more subscribers on Twitch itself, and start to essentially build from there. You know, when I think about the earnings that I've had on Twitch in its entire history, you know, dating all the way back to 2016, if I go to January 1st 2016 all the way to now March, you know, we should have made around, what is this, $4,200 in revenue, right? So I know that there's an audience that I can still cultivate on Twitch. There's still subscriptions, there's still bits, there's just a whole different feeling of live content that people that you really can't like imitate as well. So I want to start going back to Twitch, maybe even going full time, or even if it's part time, even if I'm streaming like 2 to 4 hours, you know, a day or something like that. That's still content I get to, you know, chop up and post to Patreon, and then use that same content to post on to, say, maybe it might be Mario Kart Empire channel. Multiple topics that I talk about can be posted to my main channel. Those topics that I don't feel make the main channel go to the secondary channel. And that's how essentially I'm going to start to use Twitch as we build up another source of revenue. That's all I'm thinking about right now, is another source of revenue. I showed you one channel that's making $13, another channel that's making $3. This channel here just needs content. It needs watch hours, right? It already has the subscribers, so we need to get the watch hours up, and in order to get to 4,000, and then have this channel be monetized once again. It was in the past, but when you don't upload once again for a very long time, then you lose those watch hours essentially. But Twitch and Patreon do offer new ways to make more money. Now, moving on to our music channel, right? This particular channel is just another one that just needs content. You know, I talked it over with my partner in crime, Kayla, over like the past weekend, and we're gonna just be posting a lot more content. Right now, the goal is to have videos every single day. Essentially, we don't want to miss a day. Starting tomorrow, we don't want to miss a day. There's gonna be videos every single day. Then it's also picking the best artists to feature, especially when we know that artists work. It's like, all right, just keep on double downing on there, right? We know this channel is not going to make any money at all. As you guys can see, 70 cents in revenue. This channel essentially will make more money from YouTube Shorts itself. So I'm going to start posting a lot more YouTube Shorts on this music channel, but the goal still remains for this channel to translate into Patreon, which I will show you guys here. This Patreon needs to be also remodeled, right? You know, we since we launched the Patreon, we got 13 members. It's only making like $24 a month right now. I think the most we made from the channel was like $40 a month. It's a start, and it's something that we could build towards. You know, I've shown beforehand on Patreon what a channel that does music reactions could look like, and I've shown off Kessin Han. So like they have 22,000 members, right? But of that 22,000 members, there are 3,000 paid members essentially, right? And I've showed off what Kessin Han's channel, like they have, I think, around 200,000 subscribers. Maybe I'm undercutting them or overselling them, but essentially, you know, that's what one of the music channels that posts content. So like they reached 200,000 subscribers this year. I think they might end up, you know, with maybe 300,000 by the end of the year or more, and they're just mainly K-pop focused, right? So, you know, the potential is there when it comes to the music reaction field. It just needs content. You know, there's other channels out there that are posting 3 times a day. You know, that's what we want to work ourselves up to. At the end of the day, right now, I'm one of like the only editors, but that is a field that I know pretty well, especially because we were like, I used to be a K-pop reaction YouTuber, and that's where like this channel of mine's essentially came from. This one here, when it has originally 66,000 subscribers. So I know that there's a base for K-pop reactions or just music reactions in general, but I wanted to make a channel essentially that started from the ground up and wasn't just focused on K-pop, so that we can have a branch out into different fields, so where people can recommend or whatever song that they want from whatever artist around the world, right? So that's just what I'm looking at and playing the long game with this one. Plus the content for this doesn't take an arm and a leg. The value is essentially in our commentary, whether we like or dislike a song. That's essentially it. You know, there's content out there where we could be reacting to an entire album and literally post a video for each song on the album. And then you can utilize one of the best features on YouTube is when you have a series of videos like that, you just like, let's say we use the artist, let's say Jennie, right? Jennie is from the original K-pop girl group Blackpink, right? Jennie has the Ruby album, and there are people who like posted, I believe people post like a reaction to her entire album itself, right? So you can have stuff like this where you just react to the entire album, right? You have this channel here that reacted to like the entire album, right? But at the same time, if you go to Jennie's page and you go to her videos, and you see here, Jennie has posted every single song as a video itself, right? There's no reason why I can't react to every single song, give my thoughts and commentary on it, and post a video as well, right? And do this for multiple artists. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the music channel. And who knows, maybe somebody want to join the Patreon and request, hey, can you react to this artist's album, right? That might be we never know if it's from a label. That might be a cheap way to get, you know, viewership and get content in front of eyes. But that is something that, you know, essentially we can think about doing when it comes to the music channel. So that channel is essentially just posting more. And what I do, post, or to say check out music on Twitter, I can then post it onto, say, my main anime channel if it deals with J-pop and anime openings, and then post even more thoughts when I do content with my friend Kayla on the music channel itself. So that's just more thinking, more revenue to possibly make, and it's something that I enjoy doing. And it's like, you know, with Patreon, we don't want to push Patreon and push it on people, shove it down people's throats. It's more so, hey, you know, it's just here, and if you want to join, that's cool. Like, we're gonna be releasing free content for the Patreon itself anyways, right? But moving on to the other channel of ours, which is Akardin OTK. This channel here was once again also in limbo, because it was like your traditional reaction channel, right? A part of me like decided that, hey, you know what, I was going to unlist all the videos because I wanted to get a brand new audience onto this channel, essentially because all the videos from back in the day were K-pop related. Well, I'm going to unlist nearly all the videos that was like even K-pop related, because this channel itself is just mainly going to be an extension of my, I guess you could say, new Twitter channel. Now, this channel in and of itself is still going to be more reaction focused. This crowd here loves reaction videos for the most part, so we're just going to continue to give people more reaction videos. However, in the same breath, I'm going to be really selective with the type of reactions that we start to post. I understand that me and my partner, you know, Kayla, for this particular channel, our commentary is what people really value a lot. So I'll be dividing up the videos between the commentary and then between the actual reaction portion, you know, and start feeding people what they particularly like. You know, YouTube gives you guys a field, it gives everybody a field of with a seed group of what people might, you know, like with your videos. And when I start to notice that people When I put the reaction and the commentary in the same video, and I see that people click off at the end of the reaction video itself because the reaction is over, then that just kills the retention on the video. So moving forward, I'm just going to start posting like the highlights of the reaction itself, where it's just only the reaction, no other like further like, you know, deep thoughts in the commentary, and then post the commentary video as an entirely new video, even though we recorded the whole thing in like one take. Right, it just makes it more content. Sure, I gotta post more videos, but at the same time, I'm just starting to think about, all right, well, when we're doing this, we're gonna start to choose better topics. We're gonna start to choose what's trending, see if people like that, and it gives me also fuel to know if it works on this channel, then it can definitely work on my main channel, right, or even my secondary channel. So this one is definitely going to be more reaction and commentary based with a lot of stuff, and yes, there's going to be a lot of double dipping between the channels. However, when you have me by myself, people will value my content when it's on my solo channels, but then when I have a partner, then it's something where we vibe together and we can go off of. So there's rarely going to be any content where it's on this channel where it's just going to be me or her by ourselves, but that doesn't mean it can't happen in the future. So last but not least, technically, it's the Drama Tensei channel. It is our baby channel. And we've been yapping for a lot, like literally yapping for like 30 minutes straight when it comes to this video. But this channel here is the next one, I guess you could say, that was kind of in limbo. So I gotta upload a video for this one, whether it's gonna be today or tomorrow. I'm not too like concerned about missing days anymore. Like I was really concerned because of like the whole move and everything, and how I had like no internet. That's why some videos were not just going up at all. That's why I had to take the hiatus, because the internet in this current place that we have is terrible, and it takes like 7 hours to upload a video, including if I'm using my phone itself. So this channel took a hit because of this move, and I felt like it did kill a lot of momentum. Right now I still have a lot of videos that I paid for, you know, for this channel, and this channel is not monetized, right? So it does leave me in a precarious situation where I'm paying about now around $90 a week for content on this channel, and right now this channel is not monetized and it's just bleeding money. However, I absolutely believe in this YouTube channel itself, especially when I started the entire challenge to see exactly, well, how can we get another viral video, how can we recreate that. So this channel here, what I feel is, I truly love, you know, Asian dramas, but the whole point of this channel in the very beginning was to be faceless, right? The drastic decision that's in my mind right now is to take this channel from being faceless and become a personality based channel on this. There's the reasoning that I have for this is because it will be, one, much easier for me to deal with copyright issues in terms of K-dramas. Like I'm watching these K-dramas as it is, so there's no reason why I can't do something similar with reaction style content, right? Like that's like the one thing I feel like that's missing from the Asian drama community, is like a solid like authority. At least for what I've seen, there's like no real solid authority. Sure, there are a lot of people that are making like recaps and stuff like that, but there is no like personality basis, because it's been a hard field to really crack. And I don't think there's that many channels that truly, you know, go all in on, you know, Asian dramas in general. Even though K-dramas is like the most popular thing for a lot of people, there's other Asian dramas out there that still pull a lot of views. So I think I want to become an authority in this field. Now, this channel is different enough that I can't post, like, say for instance, K-dramas on the anime channel unless there is a direct correlation, like Soul Leveling having a K-drama in the near future, or Omniscient Reader being a webtoons or a web novel that's going to have a K-drama adaptation. That's when I could talk about it, maybe on my main channel here. But I think this channel, I want to source it to just be all about Asian dramas and start showing my face. That's going to be the biggest change coming for the next month or so. It's how will the viewers and how will the views start to trickle when I actually start showing my face for some of these situations, right? Especially for a lot of these dramas itself, because yes, that would eliminate, it immediately becomes transformative content. It's already worked for anime, it's worked for other things that I'm going to be reacting to, like professional wrestling and sports. So why can it not work for this particular channel, right? So the more I start to show my face, the more I'm wondering, will YouTube start to recognize that my face is in the video and that there's that audience? If they connect with one of my videos, say like on this channel or any of the other channels, will they start connecting with this channel even more so? And I guess that's just one of the things of becoming like a personality based channel. Like in retrospect, I would love for this channel to remain faceless, but at the same time I've been wrestling the thought with, okay, you know, there's other channels that I want to work on being faceless. I'm not sure if I want to, if this is the channel that I want to keep faceless, you know, because there's already other channels in this field itself that are faceless that have millions of subscribers. So can I be one of the first or the next to have a channel that's very, very large that can secure a future in this field itself, right? When I look at, for instance, As Pro Edits, right, 6.11 million subscribers, and they're all talking about K-dramas, right? What about Blossom Drama, 3.8 million, all about, you know, K-dramas and Asian dramas? What about It's Blue Drama? You guys, if you've been following this channel for a while, they had 2 million subscribers when I found them in January. They have 5 million right now, and it's all because of their YouTube shorts, right? So what happens if I decide to try to become, you know, a personality based channel within this field? Well, that's something I'm more interested in checking out and doing. And it works in tandem whenever I do, once again, a Twitch stream. And then I can post that once again on my Patreon, because this Patreon is going to not only be anime, it's going to be K-dramas, it's going to be my wrestling streams, it's going to be, you know, manga, webtoons, music for the most part, but, you know, gaming, like all those streams start to become something. So this Patreon starts to have more and more content that people can vibe from or vibe to. And when I guess you could say you upsell it, right? Like when I say, hey, you can check out my reaction to, you know, let's say Squid Game season 2 on Patreon, then people will see, oh, well, he's reacting to Squid Game season 2, but he also is reacting to some of this other anime, and maybe they might click the higher tier because there's more value for them to gain other than just only checking out Squid Game, for instance. So that's what I'm looking at doing. This video was way longer than it need to be in a way. Actually, no, it's probably, no, this video is as long as it needed to be. The loser of the channels for now is most likely going to be this channel here. However, that's what I was thinking originally, right? This channel essentially is what I do. Like I told you guys, when I react to something, this is essentially removing me from the reaction and just having the clip play itself. So I'm still going to be working on this channel. It's been 34 days since I uploaded anything on it. Essentially, this channel is just a quick funnel just to get viewership, right? The goal for this is to get monetized and to be like Otaku Cart, which I've shown you guys in the past. Like, I haven't checked their channel in a few weeks now, so I'm not sure. So they haven't reached 3 million yet, which I'm kind of surprised. But Otaku Cart, you know, when we look at their stats, they're still, well, they're actually down 24%. So I wonder if it's because they stopped uploading as much as they used to, because they were going ham. Like, the Otaku Cart was going ham. Like, if you look at their 3-month total, 191 million, that's still pretty good. But, you know, I'm still thinking that maybe that's the route that we want to take for this particular channel. I don't know. Honestly, I can just drop this channel if I truly wanted to. You know, that's how I feel about this particular channel in the current scheme of things, because there's just so much work to do on the other 6, essentially, right? Where I can be okay with not working on this channel for the next few months, and be okay trying to get the other 2 channels monetized. Like, my goal still is my goal was to get 7 channels monetized. So now I'm taking a step back to get 6 channels monetized. I started off with like 10 channels, we're like venturing off to almost 12, right? And I figured out, all right, you know what, here's where I could better optimize, here's where I could better split my time on doing. And so that's what we're gonna do. And now I haven't even mentioned anything dealing with you know, novels or any other projects that we're doing outside of YouTube. Like today literally is just literally all about YouTube. But I figured we yapped enough for this video. Let me know your thoughts if you guys made it through this entire video. For those of you guys powered through, like I said, I know we yap a lot, that's our specialty, which is why I think the Twitter turning our channel into like Twitter or X is going to be it's going to work in our favor, because there's a lot of different topics that I can talk about. So do stay tuned for more one-on-one channel analysis when I'll start looking, especially when it comes to, you know, our Twitter experiment that we're going to do over the next 30 to 40 days. And with that said, folks, I'll be catching you guys for more videos pretty soon, so stay tuned. You already know, it's your boy Card. Doses.